Well, hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, this room. Oh, you know, we're going with an honest sewing room. I mean, when is it ever clean? It's picked up at best, but when is it ever actually clean? That's a good question. All right, say hello if you're here. I see quite a few of you coming in, filtering in. I love to, I have no way of knowing who's here and who's not here. So let me know. Let me know. Oh, cancel. Hit a wrong button. Okay. I used to be a hairstylist, hence this, right? And so today I started using some shampoo for curly hair to try and see what my hair will do on that. So wish me luck, y'all. Wish me luck. How are you? How are you? Now, I usually spend the first 5 minutes kind of hanging out. And then we will give people time to kind of come in here. My arm, I got a shot in my arm. Oh, can you see how annoying that is? Hello, Francie Joe. I got a shot in my arm and it itches so bad. Oh, you can't really see it anymore. Hello, Francie Joe. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so you can tell how red this arm is. Oh my goodness. It is like, it's all hot. Hello, Orlando. Hello, Jean. I'm doing well. Doing well. Feel it's been a very busy day, so it's been good. Yay! Well, y'all, I do need to put some ice on it. I had ice on it before. Maybe Brad will bring me some ice. So tonight we're going to talk about hooping techniques. I'm even going to talk about a fifth hooping technique that we haven't really talked about before. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. How y'all doing? Look at this. I was recording videos for classes and then I just like vanished. Did no. I apparently did no cleaning up and just left the sewing room, which is very me. Very, very me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just got watch live now. So do y'all who are here, it might be a small group today. Be interesting. Do you wait for the YouTube thing to pop up, or are you on the list of people who get notified? That's my question. Just me sitting here doing my song and dance. I'll get my fidget toy. Both. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Mine doesn't always necessarily tell me that I'm live. I don't know if that's because it's just me being live or if that's because YouTube doesn't always tell people who's live when. Let's put this announcement one more place and then I'm going to get started. Let's get started. You guys, I think I might actually go to bed early tonight, but I always say that now. It's like an 8 p.m. lull, and then you guys always get me all like energized and ready to go. Post. So then I get off. Hello. The alerts do help, right? I'd forget too. Hello, Eileen. Good to see you. That's like, I signed up for a lot of, what's it called? Oh, like business webinars and things like that. And they'll alert me like 2 hours before. Do not do that. Alert me 5 minutes before. If you want me to show up, tell me when you're live. Then I'll actually show up. Okay, y'all. Let's kick it off. Let's do it. Small groups. So you guys ask whatever questions you have about embroidery and beyond. We're going to talk about machine embroidery hooping techniques. I think, maybe not. I think all of you are in stabilizer school. So stabilizer school is back open, which is really exciting. I added the link up at the top, and I just realized that I need to do I can't believe it didn't dawn on me until now, but I need to have a whole module in stabilizer school that is all about hooping. How did I not have this in there already? So I'm going to add a module that's just about hooping different techniques, different stabilizers, how to use something like a hydro stick, which is actually activated with water, versus something like a stable stick, which is just a sticky stabilizer. So I realized this about an hour ago when I was recording this video, and I'm like, okay, we will do that. So stabilizer school is open. You can join if you haven't joined yet. New things going in it all the time. For standard hooping, I have a video, and now I've finally done like a breakdown video over on Instagram and on TikTok, which breaks down exactly how to hoop correctly for regular hooping, standard hooping. So standard hooping is going to be your fabric, your stabilizer, hoop together in the hoop. If you would like to follow along or look at this for yourself or whatever, in the description, there is actually a link to a blog post I did. I'm going to talk about a fifth way that's not in the blog post, but there you go. Ta-ta-ta. Okay, so standard hooping is your fabric, your stabilizer in the hoop together. It is the most reliable way to get good tension. It is, it's the most reliable. You really want to kind of shoot to be able to do standard. I think that was a firework. Sounded like somebody shot a firework into the sky above us. It's the best way to get least likely to have issues, most likely to have perfect tension. But it's tough because it takes up extra fabric and extra stabilizer. I put at least 2 inches extra around. That's not really true. You need about 1 inch extra around your whole hoop. So I actually have some. They're shooting off fireworks. That's really, my dog's gonna freak out. Let me get back over here off my notes. So this is a standard hooping. I have stabilizer, and my stabilizer I cut close here because I wasn't paying attention when I hooped it. But stabilizer, fabric, everything hangs out. Now, this was in class. I wasn't prepared to teach this in the class I was teaching. So this would normally be pressed. I like to do a lot of starch to make it nice and firm, give it a nice good body. And definitely we don't want these stinkers in here. So yeah, standard hooping. I say it's like the most reliable, but I freaking never do it. I'm trying to think of the last time I did a standard hooping. for class. I did standard hooping for, oh, here it is. Oh, this arm. Oh, gosh. To move with this arm is like so painful. I did standard hooping for this project where we did the pot holders. You can tell my cat has walked on the, or my sister's cat has walked on the table. He must have slept on this. Great. But I did standard hooping for this project, which you can find on the blog, of course. It's pretty trippy right there. To make Tula Pink fabrics even trippier. Hello, Tanisha. It is good to see you virtually. Good to see your name. Standard hooping, what's that? That's how I feel, Orlando. That's how I feel. I'm always floating something. Usually because, and we're going to go into floating. Oh, it's so itchy. Typically because I can be a little miserly is the nice way to say it, I think, with my fabric. So definitely can be miserly with my fabric. My pro tip for hooping, is that you want to use, do I have it in the background? Oh. You want to use some spray-based. You want to use some fusible woven. Something to get your fabric layer and your stabilizer layer to work together as one. If you can get them to work together as one, then when you're hooping, you'll get, you're less likely to get the poofing, which makes people want to pull on it. Hello, Becky. How are you? Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for joining. So yeah, then you're less likely to get the bubbles and the pillowing, and then you won't be tempted to do this, which we don't pull on our fabric. We don't pull on our fabric. See how I've got puckers on my fabric already? Yeah, don't pull. You're going to make them worse. So look at that. If I embroider on this right now, it is going to be awful. It would be awful with how much I've pulled. So standard hooping, who's she? That's how I feel about it too. I never. But if you're going to, make sure you're using like a fusible woven, a fusible stabilizer, or a spray-based. Spray-based will help. I'm going to really try to not scratch that. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is floating. And I actually don't have one prepared. But what floating is, that's where we take a piece of stabilizer and we only hoop our stabilizer. So on the blog post, you can see that my example for floating was when I was using a faux leather. So you're going to float something in the hoop when it won't fit in the hoop, when it when you can't hoop it, like if it's just a collar or a corner of a napkin, or maybe I'm talking about making the Wixton dress, shift dress. And with the Wixton, I wouldn't be able to, there's like a little belt. So I wouldn't be able to hoop the belt. It's about this big, right? But I could float it on something, have it be really nice. So if it can't be hooped because it's too thick, too big for the hoop, if it's, if you could hoop it, but it might ruin that fabric. So if it's something that's particularly slinky or delicate or something like a cork, you might actually be able to manhandle it into the hoop, but don't do it. You'll ruin the cork. So we also, I love floating stuff. It helps you save on fabric. It can be really quick and easy. The pros are that it's fast and hard to hoop items. That's the thing. Items you can't hoop, like a big fluffy towel. Hard to hoop items. Think the tongue of a shoe is something that people can do. If you're taking, denim or something like that, like a pair of pants or something, and you don't want to hoop all of that, that would be really great. The cons is that things can shift on you. You want to be a little more careful about how you are actually securing it, right? So we want to make sure that we have I only use OESD for this. I have another brand of stabilizer that is sticky. I'm using it because I bought it and I tried to sell it and nobody would buy it. Like basement bottom prices. But so I'm using it, but it's not great. Just not very sticky. Things don't really want to stay. So you want to be sure you have a really good quality adhesive on your sticky stabilizer. That will make all the difference, or else things can shift on you. I also do a basting box around it almost always. Almost always. Because in this example that I have, where I have that faux leather, in cork, we're going to be doing floating of cork items this weekend in a class. And I would never do it with cork or faux leather or anything where my needle penetrations are not going to go away, right? We'd still see them forever. I'm checking. I've got notes, but I'm still checking the chat. So hi to the people who have joined us. Say hello in the chat. Ask your questions anytime. We are talking about hooping. We're also talking about Stabilizer School, my class that it's a sneak preview that it opened up because only the waitlist people had access today. So that's good news. Oh, my boyfriend downloaded this Xbox thing onto my computer, and it drives me nuts because anytime he has an achievement in a game, I have to hear about it. I don't care. I mean, how can I supportively not care? That's exactly what I want to do. All right. Which hooping technique do you use the most? So far we've talked about standard hooping. I don't do a ton of standard hooping. I do a lot of floating. Floating on top of the hoop, by the way. Floating on top of the hoop. So we hooped our stabilizer, just the stabilizer. It's usually a sticky, it's a sticky stabilizer usually. It doesn't have to be a sticky stabilizer. You can hoop with some spray-based or, oh gosh, this cat has been all over this table. Y'all, my life is cat hair. I never wanted this for myself, but here I am. Or embroidery tape. You can actually tape something to the top as well. So floating on top. And with floating on top, depending on how big that piece of fabric is, you may need to center or place your design carefully. So what I'm saying is, let's pretend that this is something we're floating something on. And this is fabric, but use your imagination and pretend it's just stabilizer. So this is our sticky stabilizer. If I'm going to embroider on this piece for a quilt or whatever, I'm going to have to make sure that I have placed it perfectly. Now, of course, I've got my Berninas. I have Berninas with pinpoint placement. I wouldn't stress this out. I wouldn't stress this. I wouldn't stress this for me. But for you, if you don't know how to place things very accurately with your machine, if you have to take out templates and maybe you don't want to do that, then you might actually want to hoop a standard hooping, embroider the name or whatever, your quilt label, and then cut it out. That's up to you. And then, of course, you can use, you'll have stabilizer bits, but you can save that for sewing or some of these other techniques coming up. And you'll just have extra fabric. But I'm sure if you're a sewist, particularly if you're a quilter, you know that there are always little fabric scraps around. So Orlando said I float 99% of the time with spray-based. Yeah. You should try out the embroidery tape too, Orlando. Super helpful. I like it a lot. I've been using embroidery tape more. Simply because there was a moment where this got hidden in this sewing room. I actually put it away and forgot that I had done that. So I had my embroidery tape and I really like that. Tape it down. This is tear away. It also comes in wash away. So it tears away really nicely. Of course you can use masking tape, but if it leaves a residue, and it won't tear away quite as nicely. This tears away great. Tanisha said, I do the standard hooping. I do the standard hooping technique. I've never done floating. You should try it, Tanisha. Try it. It's fun. I'm teaching a key fob class this weekend. If anybody wants to come embroider on cork. Where are those? 1 second. Here she goes. Oh, where did I put them? Well, I don't know. I did these super cute key fobs. Watch, I probably put them away and don't know where they. I out-clevered myself, I guess. I hate when I do that. But we're doing these really cute cork key fobs. Oh, here they are. I did put them away. Oh, gosh. What a dingus. Super cute. They'd also be cute like luggage tags or, to go on a backpack. So learning how to embroider with cork, learning how to float on top of the hoop and underneath the hoop, and learning to create a finished. Now, this was my bad, and in class we won't fudge this up. I didn't change the bobbin thread for that last stitch, so we will change it gray and we will have it look the same front and back. Oy vey. That's why you have to do a sample beforehand, so you make sure that you get the mistake out of the way. I'll leave a link in case anybody wants to join us this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. It'd be great. So, floating on top of the hoop, wonderful. You can also float beneath the hoop, which is, the segue is perfect because this is how we get this nice backing, which encloses all of our, the backing of our stitches, right? Or else our beautiful embroidered key fob, we'd see the back of this embroidery, which would include stabilizer, which would include, any tiny bits of thread or anything like that. But now it looks really professional. Like I said, it'd look even, let's see how close I can get this. It'd look even more professional if that wasn't white on the back and gray on top, but I don't know that it really matters in the grand scheme of things. Thank you, Tanisha. Tanisha said, that's cute. It is pretty cute. Huh. She's a cutie. They are cute. They are cute. There are some where you can actually add a name as well. These are from Scissortail Stitches. So there are some where you can add a name as well, which is really nice. If you're going to do them like for luggage tags, which would be so cute. So cute. So cute. So floating on the back of the hoop, how we would do that is we would have, and you can float on the back of the hoop even if you've done a standard hooping up top, right? Doesn't really matter. That's where you definitely want, oh, and Orlando said he does use embroidery tape and it holds the edges down beautifully. And that is so true. So true. I'm really a fan of the embroidery tape these days. Had it in my stash for a long time and didn't use it much. And now I'm really a fan. But what we could do on the back of this, do I have some stabilizer? actually pretend that's stabilizer. Let's do it. Y'all know I love to make it up on the fly. So you can actually float another piece of stabilizer on the back of something. That comes in handy if you feel like, I thought I stabilized this enough, and maybe I didn't. If you start to see things puckering and pulling, then you may be able to save. I've got probably a 75% success rate on floating stabilizer on the back and saving an embroidery that started to pucker and pull because I didn't stabilize correctly. Once it was because, well, I mean, I don't need to tell you, freaky things happen in a sewing room. You're like, okay, I'm going to do 2 layers of medium weight, and then you hoop up 1 layer of medium weight, and you start stitching, and suddenly you're like, what have I done? So freaky things happen, or you thought, well, I thought that would be enough, but now I'm a little nervous about it. So then you can go ahead and tape something on there. Also great to enclose your backs. Yeah, yes. You have to be super careful that this, like something like this, I would never do. This is because I just grabbed something. Let me see. I'm looking at notes. I do it more like this and have this kind of cut off of here. I'll show you. Because I would never in a million years. Oh, come on. Because I would never in a million years use stabilizer that's that big or fabric that's that big. Come on. Because it can so easily fold over and then you've kind of screwed yourself. Ta-da. So you could even put tape on the sides, but you want to be careful that it doesn't fold over, that it doesn't do this when you put it on the machine. So sometimes that can just be helped with more tape. You tape the whole dang thing, make sure it's good and stuck. Orlando said, hello, I learned everything I know from Miss Kate Tony. Thank you, yeah. Star student every time. Eileen said, how does that tape differ from washi tape? Okay, I think this stick is better than washi tape. Now, it could just be the washi tape that I've gotten, but any washi tape I've had, I don't feel it's as sticky as this. This has a really good, not quite as strong, not quite as strong as the OESD like stable stick, right? But it's got a really nice stick to it and it tears away so cleanly. So you can absolutely try with washi tape, especially if you have a lot of it around. People use blue painter's tape. People have used masking tape. Yeah. The other thing is it washi tape versus this is anytime we use something that is more of a school supply, an office supply, instead of a sewing supply, if something bad happens, not that I think that you're gonna like be suing people or anything like that, but you can hold you're more likely to hold OESD responsible and be like, hey, this actually ruined my fabric. Like, what gives? That would never happen with this. First off, because it's made to go on fabric. But if you were to go back to a painter's tape company, masking tape company, washi tape company and say, it ruined my fabric, it ruined this project, they'd say, well, we didn't tell you to put it on fabric. So that's what happened with friction pens, as the story goes. Who knows? Oh, I like this question a lot, Eileen. OESD suggests 1 layer of Badge Master and 1 layer of Aqua Mesh for freestanding lace. Your thoughts? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I did a video. Oh, it was about patches. I did a video about patches where I said you want to use Aqua Mesh, not Badge Master. Badge Master is like a film So if you do your freestanding lace just on the Badge Master, it will fall apart. It will punch it out and fall apart. It's awful. Um, I guess Badge Master, I don't know. Badge Master was one of my hardest, maybe the hardest. I think the hardest. Yeah, I'll let it take the crown. It was the hardest stabilizer to talk about in stabilizer school because I don't know why you'd use Badge Master on its own. I have never found an instance where I would do that. Maybe if it was like on a sheer fabric and you're just doing some red work or something like that. But Badge Master kind of pops out. So you don't want to do just Badge Master. You can do 2 layers of aqua mesh for freestanding lace. However, aqua mesh is more expensive. That's it. So Badge Master is cheaper. Do 1 layer of Badge Master, 1 layer of aqua mesh. You get all of the awesome starch of the Badge Master. I think there's a lot more starch content. I feel like it kind of stays a little stickier. That's just a feeling though. I don't know that that's true. But to keep your freestanding lace projects as inexpensive as possible, a layer of Badge Master, a layer of Badge Master, a layer of Badge Master, and a layer of aqua mesh would be great. Super great. Really useful for you. So. Or 2 layers of aqua mesh, not 2 layers of Badge Master. I did it on freestanding lace butterflies, and I'm actually doing more freestanding lace butterflies for a blog post coming up. But I did it for freestanding lace butterflies, and let me tell you, I regretted it. With every fiber of my being, I regretted it. So aggravating. So, and I actually reached out to OESD at the time and said, they all just popped out of the hoop. So when you held up my hoop, there was Badge Master hooped, and there was just a punch out of a butterfly. Oh no. For anybody who just joined us, say hello. I am going to talk about the 4th. Are we at 4 already? We are. I'm going to talk about the 4th technique of patching. So patching, oh, and this is pretty funny. This is pretty funny because I have a picture of the 5th technique with patching in the blog post, but I don't think I talk about it at all. I'm looking to see, and I don't talk about it at all. So the only place we're going to talk about the 5th one, the 5th hooping technique is here on the video. And then you can see right here that they have in the picture, go later, go now, whatever. You'll have a visual aid for what I'm talking about. So with patching, it's really awesome. I just did a quick little Instagram TikTok video for this, which will be coming out soon. But basically, imagine this is all together because this was the end of the video, or actually cut it out. You have hooped your stabilizer. Oh, that's 2 pieces. This is my 2nd outfit today. Not because I've gone anywhere or done anything. I have not. I've been very busy at home. But I did brush the dog, Brad's dog, the husky mix. And by the time I stood up, there was hair in the pool. There was hair all over the grass. There was hair all over me. So this is my 2nd outfit of the day. So let's pretend that we have hooped this stabilizer, right? You're going to have to pretend because this is a terrible example. But if you have floated your sticky stabilizer and you're doing, let's say, oh, perfect example. It's one of the projects inside Stabilizer School. It's one of the projects that I did with Eileen and Orlando. I think those are the only, Those are the only people here who have done my 6-week course. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Diana. Eileen and Orlando did my last 6-week course together, right? Didn't you do, Eileen, did you do 6 weeks? You did, right? Wow, my brain. Nice, sad brain. She left me all of a sudden. So, in my 6-week course, we were just talking about this. Oh, in my 6-week course, we do washcloths, right? So pretend this whole piece is hooped. Jean, you know what? Jean has a great question, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Jean says, are your videos from TikTok and Instagram anywhere else? So it's hard to add those videos because they're so short. They're anywhere between 15 and 60 seconds. And anytime I add them to YouTube doesn't like it. People don't like it. I get thumbs downs on those videos all the time because they're so short. They're uploaded weird. I think what I'm going to do is a TikTok like supercut. So it'll be like best of TikTok and upload it here so that you can see all these different videos. And then you can go backward and forward and watch them again if you want to. They're glorious. So if you're doing something, let's say you're doing a bunch of washcloths, a bunch of napkins, right? And you're floating each corner. And then when it's done, it's just one of those tiny treasures designs like I did on those washcloths. You can actually pull up your washcloth and cut out just the stabilizer that was used, right? So we're going to leave at least 1/4 inch around our design. Let me know if I have to reiterate this, if you need this re-explained, because I want to make sure everybody gets it. So this is our hooped stabilizer. We have cut out just the part that was used plus 1/4 inch. And then you can actually just patch that stabilizer. I like to patch from the back. And you know what, Jean, I'm going to be better about making sure they get onto Facebook. When I do a lot of these 60-second videos, 30-second videos on Instagram doesn't automatically upload those to Facebook. So I'm going to make sure those get over there for you. So they are available. Okay. So once again, we are pretending that this is our hooped stabilizer that's floating. I put my stabilizer piece on the back, just a little patch piece from here. Okay. This is just some leftover stuff that I had from another hooping. And you add a little piece to your hoop, and then you can keep embroidering and embroidering and embroidering and embroidering. It's a really good technique to save stabilizer because then you're using up all your tiny bits. See, this is that crap stabilizer that just comes right off. I hate this brand. And you can just patch it and keep going. Now, eventually right here on the outsides, and it doesn't really matter. It's better with tear away. That way you can tear it away. If it starts, like if your design accidentally has multiple layers of it or anything like that. I actually would have cut I like to cut a pretty big piece, but eventually it will get so thick that you'll want to rehoop the whole thing. Or if you have a crappy stabilizer like this one that you're using up, when I did those washcloths, I was actually able to just pull this away and then keep patching that hole. So either way, do you have some of that crap brand, Francie? That crap brand is, the thing about the crap brand I use is that it's not inexpensive. So, just not very good. So, anyway. So patching is really nice in that way because we can just keep patching. It's a great way to save on stabilizer. A lot of, if you're starting an embroidery company, then you definitely want to save on embroidery stabilizers. Orlando, he's got his own company where he's embroidering for people. Hey, everybody. We have even more people joining us. What a wonderful night. Say hi if you're here. Oh, someone left. I scared somebody. Say hi so I know who's here. But like Orlando, he's been selling embroidered masks and they're beautiful. But that's a great way, the patching, the cutting it out, the cutting it out and the patching. I said it backwards. But it's a great way to save on stabilizer. And it works really well. You want to be really delicate as you are smoothing it down because you want your stabilizer, yes, to stay hooped really nicely. So don't be really rough with it. If your stabilizer starts to sag or anything, then we'll go ahead and get rid of that stabilizer and rehoop. Like I said, I have decided, don't know when it'll happen. I'm hoping in the next week, I will actually get a whole module done about hooping and put it into stabilizer school. It may even come up one video at a time just so that I get it done. But inside stabilizer school, which is tomorrow's the actual opening of stabilizer school, but inside, oh, you know what? I just realized something. Goofball. Didn't actually. So if you want to join stabilizer school, don't click on that link this second. Wait until after the live because I just realized that I think it's still sending you to our my wait list. No. We don't want wait list. So I'm going to add a module about that, all about hooping stabilizers. And that's where you'll be able to really get an in-depth explanation. Something else I'm adding to stabilizer school, I just have to shop around for who can do this. I am going to, and Sue's not here, so I can take credit for it instead of giving Sue the credit. Credit goes to Sue for this one. I'm going to add a chat feature inside my classes. So inside Be Genius and inside Stabilizer School, I just have to figure out the right software for that because it'll be an add-on. But that way you can ask questions right on the module, which is really exciting. Because then if you're, I think Sue was asking for it, which I think is really a great idea. Then if you're confused in that exact moment, you can type to me, I can type back to you. Other people can help answer if they've had that question answered previously, whatever. So really awesome stuff. So the bonus hooping is floating. Didn't we already talk about floating? Yeah. But this is floating where you don't actually hoop it at all. Not at all. What you can do with sticky stabilizer, and you definitely want stable stick or some other really good, stabilizer, sticky stabilizer. Da, da, da. All right. Actually, I'm not going to show. I'll get all lost in the tutorial. You got to find it in Stabilizer School. We'll talk all about it there. You can see it on the blog post right above patching. You can actually see in that picture that my sticky stabilizer is not hooped. Not hooped. So what I did was I took my hoop like this. I took a really good sticky stabilizer. You want something that will actually stick. I made it so that it fits all the way around, and I just stuck this to it. And then on either end, you can actually wrap it around, which you can see in that photo. You can actually wrap it around. If you're in a Bernina, you'll need this portion available to press in, but you can wrap it around, make sure it's really good and stuck. Be very delicate with it. Once again, if it starts to sag or anything like that, then you want to pull it all off. Yes, it will make your hoop sticky. It absolutely will make your hoop sticky. But it's really useful. I mean, it saves you time. And this is definitely a technique that I took, borrowed, learned from professional embroiderers who are doing this as a business. That's what a lot of people do on their hoops, where they're trying to get, they're trying to get 1,000 little, like the baby announcement bears with the names on the ears or something like that, right? Done quickly. So they will not hoop it. They'll just stick it to their hoop. They will patch as they go and keep going. So it is a time saving and a money saving technique. And you can do it on any size hoop. I know they do it on some bigger hoops. You're going to have better luck for smaller hoops, I think. Diana, are you asking what size this hoop is? This is the medium hoop from Bernina. Pew, pew, pew. This is the medium hoop from Bernina. This is the large oval hoop for Bernina. Da, da, da. I'll also talk about in Stabilizer School in that module. I've been meaning to talk about it forever. I've talked about it in some of my classes. The Master Hooper. So the Master Hooper will actually help you hoop. I think this one's called the Hooper Helper. Different brands. Diana, are you asking for the dimensions on the hoop? I don't know the dimensions on the hoop. But like I said, this is the Bernina medium hoop. Whatever that may be. I really should know those dimensions, and I just don't. What machine do you have, Diana? I don't remember. I know I should know that because we've talked about it a billion times. It hurts so bad. So the bonus technique is still floating, but it's even just kind of floating our stabilizer. Like nothing is hooped. Oh, maybe you have different. The 780 is the precursor to my baby, the 790 plus. And you might, Francie, Joe, I can't stop. Oh, you can kind of see. Last night it looked like I had a ping pong under my skin. I have to go ice it. But the 780 is the precursor to the 790, so you might have different hoops. I will ice it. Well, I won't ice it. I will frozen peas it. Because that's what I've got. That's what I got. I got frozen peas, baby. So if you have not, and like I said, I know quite a few of my friends who are here have already joined Stabilizer School. If you have not joined Stabilizer School, oh, I know what I had to tell you, because if you've joined Stabilizer School, I'm having a really cool bonus this time around. And I'm going to let anybody who already bought Stabilizer School join us. So I'm going to do between tomorrow, and the 24th, if you sign up for Stabilizer School between tomorrow and the 24th, you're going to get a chance to go to 3 free live classes with me. So the nature of these classes has not been decided yet. I'm going to wait and actually see what people are wanting. It will either be lecture demo, or it will likely be lecture demo, or it will be Q&A type thing. Potentially lecture demo with a project. You'll show up. I'm going to make sure I've decided on 3 classes. You can show up to all 3 if you want to, but I want to have them on different days, different times of day, because we have international people. So I want to make sure, Renee in South Africa can join, and, some of our Australian friends can join. And we have people on the West Coast and the East Coast and all over the place. In the Facebook group, I actually added something that says all about, it's like, where are you from? And it has been so much fun. We have people from Saudi Arabia, Italy, all over Australia, New Zealand, the UK. It's been incredible to see basically every state, which is really cool. So anyway, if you have previously bought Stabilizer School, you are going to get to join those classes as well. You can join 1, you can join all 3. Some might be in the middle of the night for you, but hey, join if you want to. Join if you wanna. So that is a pretty cool addition this year. Yeah, that works. About my frozen peas. My frozen peas. Give peas a chance. I'm going to go do that with my arm. Does anybody, I'm going to wind down. So at that point, I'm not really saying much new information. I'm going to do some pedaling, some treading water to get us to a point where, all the questions have been asked. So if you have any random question you'd like to ask, very specific question you'd like to ask, go for it. Oh my gosh, I just saw so many people have joined Stabilizer School today. That is so cool. I'm so excited. And you get access to that content forever. For those of you who are already in it or maybe thinking about joining it, you get access to it forever, which is really fun. Because when I add new content like I am now, you get access to that. You get access to that. So forever and ever. Any questions? No. Great question, Diana. I joined Stabilizer School already. Do I need to sign up again? No. You have access forever. That's what I was just saying. Access forever and ever and ever. So you sign up once, and you get this class forever. So if I add, a ton more content and the price goes up, it won't. But the price doubles at some point, it won't. But if it were to, you still get access to it. You still get all that stuff for that one price you paid. So that's why it's always better to be an early adopter in this case. It's nice to be an early adopter. So any other questions before I go ice my arm and drink more water? Oh. Still drinking water, everybody. I am thirsty. I heard the vaccination would make me thirsty too. But did I drink enough water? No. No, I didn't. Okay, everybody. So next week is a really fun one. Next week is going to be a really fun video. I had to push it back a week because of everything. But I am going to do this one or that one of stabilizers. So I'll show you the same tea towel, same design with cutaway or tearaway. I'm going to show you the same washcloth with cutaway or tearaway. The shirt with polymesh or sticky cutaway. So that'll be a really fun one. I'm going to do as many as I can. It might end up being a compendium where things get added to it all the time. But if you have something specifically that you'd like to see in that, which is best, before and after type thing. It's not really before and after. It's kind of an after and after. But anyway, if there's anything you'd like to see in that, let me know. This shine on my face, I mean, look at this dewy glow. She's kind of dewy. Like I said, I showered today with this new shampoo, so that's me. I think my light's just too bright, but whatever, y'all. See you next week. I will be live on Monday on Instagram. I'll see you on Instagram as well. Bye, everybody. See you in Stabilizer School.